Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. My name is Brenda Onyango Kitui. I am a counseling psychologist and a hospitality lecturer. So today's video, I have a special guest and we are going to be discussing a very important topic. I have already introduced myself, so I'll let my guest introduce himself and then we'll find out what topic we are discussing today. Okay, so Karibu George.
My name's Rungare George. I'm a clinical psychologist by profession. Though I work with kids in one of the programs that we teach a lot, issues to do with mental health and expressive art.
So today's topic, today we are talking about emotional pain. And I am so glad that George is here to discuss this topic because this is a topic that men don't usually talk about, or the society has decided that men are not supposed to have emotional pain and they're supposed to be tough. And the only emotion they're supposed to show is anger. So I am so excited that George is here today as a man as well as a psychologist to discuss this topic with me. So yeah, I think we can start. George, what would you like to generally say about the topic emotional pain?
I'll start by saying that everyone goes through emotional pain. At one point in your life, you have experienced some emotional pain. Other will describe it as psychological pain. Um, these are it happens to everyone. It's part and parcel of our lives. So it's within us. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone experiences emotional pain, whether you are a man or a woman.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So what exactly is emotional pain? How would you describe
Uh, Emotional pains are pain or injuries or hurts that are we experience, which are not they're non-physical. They are non-physical injuries that we get. They are kind of pain that you get not out of car accidents, not out of somebody has struck you with something on your body. Physically, there's no one who has caused injury on you, but you have those pain in you. So normally the causes of emotional pains come out of rejection, out of loss, failure. For example, you have a group of friends of yours that you normally work with, and they reject you. They don't want you. They isolate you. They don't want you to be part of them. You'll feel some sense of emotional pain. When you have experienced a loss, you've lost a loved one, you have been lost a girlfriend, a boyfriend, somebody you really cherish so much is no longer there with you. It's a pain. You'll feel some emotional pain. When you experience failure, you're working hard in school, or working hard at work, and you eventually failed. You didn't do your best. You feel a lot of pain. You feel like your self-esteem has come down, and you know who you are. It's a combination of several feelings that comes with you. So all these things, no one has inflicted physical pain on you, but you're feeling a lot of pain in you. So yeah, generally those emotional pain and where they come from.
Okay, so you've said rejection, loss, or failure. Yeah, that can result into someone experiencing emotional pain.
Yes.
Okay, and I think those are things everyone goes through, yeah? Be it a man or a woman, those are things that they go through. So anyone can
Yes.
experience emotional pain. How would you describe emotional pain in kids?
A child who can express him or herself cognitively,
Mm-hmm.
knows what is right or wrong, can
Mm-hmm.
experience some emotional pain.
Mm-hmm.
When he's rejected by family, some will cry, some will withdraw themselves,
Mm-hmm.
or isolate themselves. They will stop doing what they love.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably tend to do something else. Either move towards somebody um, whom they find can give them, can take care of them, so long as the child can differentiate, cognitively differentiate between the right or wrong. He knows when um, you are a caretaker, who is taking care of you, then he's no longer doing that, then you'll feel a lot of emotional pain that comes in with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. I think that makes it very clear. And it's interesting you mentioned something about self-esteem. Can you elaborate about that? Emotional pain and self-esteem.
Yeah. Okay. Some of the symptoms, let me say, some of the symptoms of emotional pain that we will see being expressed are things to do with anger. You feel um, infuriated most of the time. You'll get a lot of sadness. Some people get a lot of sadness, sorrow. Other people will experience rage. Other people will feel a sense of worthlessness. So this is where the self-esteem comes in. For example, you've studied so much and you prepare for an exam. Then eventually you failed. You or you love someone so much, but eventually this person leaves you. How will you feel? You feel like no one deserves you. You feel like you are. It brings down, it lowers your self worth. Your self esteem goes, yeah, down. You feel worthless. You feel like no one needs me. No one cares for me. No one knows who I am. So it's normally a number of people feel uh, worthless. At other times, people will withdraw. Will experience a lot of withdrawal from social gathering, from what they used to like. Other people will have experienced a lot of insomnia, sleeping problem, or other will be extending enough of sleep. You don't want to wake up from sleep, and this is where now depression is coming in. So I find somebody because you feel a lot of emotional pain, you feel rage, you feel pain, you feel a lot of sadness in you. You feel like you're worthless. You feel your appetite goes away. You don't eat as much as you think you should. So now, out of all these things, then you find people developing other um, what ways of coping. That's why you find people engaging in SUD, substance use disorders, because they want to cope, they want to move on, and they don't know. And this is where a majority of young men, I would say, particularly, will end up in. So you'll find a good number of men who are experiencing a lot of emotional pain. Probably you have been sacked from your job. That's a loss. How do you handle it? How do you deal with that pain? You don't know how to deal with it. So what do? You transfer to get a bottle or here or there, or you change to other activities, and which are not good for your health. So it's emotional pain normally comes. I would say it's a genesis of a lot of other mental health issues. It's not overt, but somebody other the see or the action that we see eventually out of it is now where we start diagnosing somebody as a depression. Maybe this depression has come out of what? As a result of the emotional pain that he's experiencing because he lost the job and he has a lot of pain emotionally. So what the end product of it, the guy goes into depression. You have been rejected by your friends. You have lost your girlfriend. You have lost your loved one. You know. So how do you deal with it? You don't know how to deal with all this emotional pain because the rage, it's a pain that you're feeling down in you. You feel it. Sometimes you feel even in your stomach. You feel like you're not settled. You're unsettled every now and then. You feel like you you want to beat somebody up. So all these things, they are all range of pain. How to deal with them becomes a problem. So emotional pain really, it's a genesis of many other mental health disorders.
Okay. So you've said another something that has caught my attention, that you
Mm.
might feel your something is wrong with your stomach. So are you
Yeah.
saying that this emotional pain can result into you having a physiological reaction?
Definitely, a lot of emotional pain will end up, you feel a lot of physical pain even in your body. What we normally eventually, some of it becomes somatic, develop somatic disorder, um, and other times you find somebody feeling probably a sense of diarrhea. You
Mhm.
know, when you have a lot of it, because you don't eat, you don't take care of yourself. Sometimes you sleep a lot of time. You develop a lot of fatigue on your body. You start feeling your shoulders, your neck, your ankle, you're paining, because emotionally you're down. Emotionally you're down. So physically, it's weighs down your body also. So at the end of it, you're not engaged in other activities. So what you do, you end up experiencing some other things. Because an example, you have not eaten for a while because you don't know how to carry on with all this pain. So what do? You feeling some pang, anger pang in your stomach, and those pains will come in every now and then. So it comes out of the emotional part of it to be physical. So it normally goes that way. Then it develops to other mental health disorders. So now you'll find depression coming in, anxiety coming in, somatic problems coming in. So, you know, but the genesis of it is because of you're experiencing some emotional pain.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I think that explanation is very clear. Now we've talked about the negative side, the negative behaviors, or the what we call in psychology maladaptive behaviors, such as
Yeah,
going to use a bottle of something, yeah,
yeah.
to cover up this pain. What are some positive behaviors or some positive activities somebody can do when they are going through emotional pain so that they don't end up with conditions such as depression and other psychological issues?
Yeah, normally emotional pain, for example, in bereavement, when you've lost someone, people take around 6 months, something like, yeah, about 6 months to in mourning. It allows you time to mourn, bring down all the emotions down completely. When you experience a lot of emotional pain and you want to overcome, I will not tell you it's an easy thing that you do it. You'll experience today, then tomorrow you are good, or you start doing other things that you're not having it. A number of times people will experience what we call rumination. Every time you're going through that thought, that's the same problem. You kind of remember it, you kind of recall it every now and then, you're complaining over it time and again. It will occur, and it occur as often as possible. So emotional pain does not, and I will say, does not end just because today you are sacked, then tomorrow you start doing some of this, take some of this coping mechanism, and then you're well. It's something that subsides with time. It goes away with time as you continually doing it. So one thing is you have to see someone. You have to seek some psychotherapy. Get to a psychologist, a counselor, or a helper, and then share out the problem. Talk it out, the problem. Find somebody who will help you. So when you get a counselor, probably use CBT, one of the approaches, to try to change the negative thinking to a more positive one. The other thing, you can rely on your social support. You can rely on your friends, people you trust. People will not judge you negatively, and you share it as many times. I will not tell you share it once and that's the end of it. No, because it's a thought in your head. For instance, probably this is somebody, if you experience a rejection, these people you have been with for so many years, you've built a bond between you or among you, and then the bond is being broken. So you see, all these experiences cannot just you cannot discard them in a day or two. So it will take a while before all everything comes back to normal. Because before emotionally, all physiologically you become back to your senses. So you need to talk it more and more with people that will understand you, with people who will not reject you. Thirdly, you can do some exercises if you are an exercise person. You go do exercise, something that takes away your thought from the occurrence. Give you some other time that you can think of something differently. So it will make you give you an opportunity to come out of bed or come out of your isolation and meet other people outside there. If you're a religious person, that's the best time to go to church, meet people, go for prayers, sing at the top of your voice. If you need to share it out with probably a religious leader and you trust the person will understand you, it's the best opportunity to do that. The other things you can do is, men are told not to cry, but I think it's the best time if you're feeling that pain so much and you cry, get a comfortable place that you can cry. No, okay, fine, you can't cry in front of your kids or anybody else because you'll cause more pain to the other people. But you can get your own space somewhere, cry it out, say whatever you want to say, cry it, let it come out from within you, and then try as much as possible not to stay alone. If you're on living alone, please avoid being alone. Be in the company of other people so that you find support and care among people that really loves you. So it will help you out. But if you stay alone, chances of you moving toward the maladaptive behaviors becomes higher, because you need something to keep you company. Yeah, I think those one works for now.
Okay, wow, thank you. That's such a good list. And I just want to say to all the men who are out there who are told not to cry, today the clinical psychologist has given you permission to cry. He has said you can go and cry somewhere in private to get rid of the emotional pain. So today you have permission. Yeah, you're allowed to cry if you're a man. George has said it. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes I understand you keep all that pain inside. You feel like crying, but you can't. Yeah, because you've been told by the society a man is not supposed to cry. And it ends up damaging you. Yeah, you end up in those maladaptive behaviors that will cause more harm. Okay. So the last question I think I'm going to ask you, can someone avoid emotional pain? How can you avoid emotional pain?
um that's an interesting one. So long as you're a human being and a social being that you meet people and talk to people, you will experience emotional pain. So the issue is, how do we deal with it? Because as much as we talk to people, as much as we communicate with people, people will fail us and will fail other people. And at other times, when you are in relationship, because you are relating with people, and we have parents, we have siblings, we have girlfriends, we have boyfriends, we have children around us, and one death is part of us, and death and everything will experience this emotional pain at one particular point. So it is important to note that we will, and we cannot avoid it. We will we experience emotional pain. One thing I would probably like to emphasize, especially to men and everyone else, there's other times when we can suppress this emotional pain and we feel like I can overcome it. For example, when you have experienced a breakup with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, sometimes we want to quickly jump to another relationship quickly so that we avoid those emotional pain. But we don't know we still have them in us. Those pains, we've just suppressed them. If something happens again in the new relationship that you're having, you will experience it almost double of the pain that you're having, because you'll have that pain and the previous pain combined, and you still move to another one. You find a good way of how to sort out the issues. So it is really important that you sort out the emotional pain as it comes. If you've experienced a loss from work, probably you lost your job, please, you need to work it out at that particular instant, that job, so that if you move to another job and you lose it, you don't combine the two, feel like, oh, I'm always losing jobs, I'm always, no, each scenario is different from each other. So it's really important that we handle all the emotional pain as it comes, then and then try to sort it out as fast as possible. Seek some professional support, and then you will grow and you'll move, because it is part and parcel of us. We will not avoid to have emotional pain so long as we are still alive in this world.
Okay, all right. So we are in this, it is something we can't avoid. It's part of
Yeah.
human existence. That's why George and I, psychologists, we are here to support you, to help you. If you're going through emotional pain, reach out to one of us and we'll be able to support you through it.